You had a good day?
Yeah,
That's what's up. That's what's up.
BJ is tripping, B. Y'all gotta stop this bullshit we've been dealing for 30 years. People still in their feelings about Pac and Big. And come on, man. We passed that already. 50 years for hip hop this year, and we still talking about shit from 30 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You gotta get over this garbage, Joe. Like they're gone. They're not coming back.
I'm surprised he was surprised. I prefer it was written over life after death.
Well, I mean, some people do. It don't mean and that's another thing I don't like anymore. The whole comparing albums. All of these albums are classic. Unless you're doing an album tournament battle and they're facing off against each other, we shouldn't be comparing what album was better. Oh, how could you say it was written is better? And they're all classic albums. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
If you feel like Life After Death
I
is
swear to
better or
God.
it was written, they're still classic albums. You know what I'm saying?
I swear to God. Once Art of Dialogue started doing the Jay
Yeah,
Z hate and
I
whatever,
can't
everybody
watch I
say
can't watch
Jay Z's legacy ain't worth it. That's the thing.
I can't watch platforms like that because all they do is talk about fucking what happened with Big and Pac. They're both dead. Get over it. They're not coming back. They're not making new music ever again. What? Why are we talking about shit from 30 years ago? That's why I refuse to talk about Big and Pac now because like I'm over it. Let's focus on the artist that's out now making good music. That's what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on dead people and what the fuck would have happened. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like podcasts like that, I can't watch shit like that. That shit is boring to me. Like the thought of me talking about Big and Pac all the time, like it makes me want to throw up. You know what I'm saying? And some hip hop heads they can't get over that shit. It's like move the fuck on already. You know what I mean? Like we do too much dope shit on here to talk about the same fucking artists. I refuse to do that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you came to me, Reg, and you said, "Yo, you wanted to review anything from Pac or Big," that's one thing. For me, I'm not doing that. I just grew up on too much different music and
I mean, I
genres to
already
talk
talked
about.
about all the albums, so
Yeah, just the same artist over and over. It's like, come on now. Prince and Michael is on a different level from Pac and Biggie. I'm talking about regarding the hip hop and people want to just talk about the same artist. That's cool for you all. That's not cool for me. That shit don't do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like, bro. Like I told you, like the only time I would bump a Biggie or Pac album is for their anniversary. I don't like. I grew up bumping their music when I was a teenager. I'm no longer a teenager. You feel me? It's like I grew up on these niggas. I seen some of
yeah.
these people live and in concert. A lot of motherfuckers can't even say that. You know, I like versatility. You know what I'm saying? When I wake up, I like versatility in my music when I play it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I played today? I played 6 albums today, bro. Every one of those albums are different from the last one. So I came up with that idea. Like, yo, like we're gonna like at the end of the week when we on here, we're gonna show like the albums we bump for like the whole week or for like the whole day. So people can see like our versatility in our music and shit. Because niggas are not out here bumping Tupac and Biggie every day.
Mm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I like different things, man. I can't listen to the same shit.
Hell, I even hate it when Spotify puts the same songs on my daily playlist and stuff like that too.
See,
Like, come on, bro.
that's why you got to come up with your own playlist, or like, they have like different genre playlists on those streaming services. You just gotta come up with those different playlists, because I can't have like a playlist that's repetitive and it's the same shit. Like if I hear 90s hip if I hear 90s hip hop playlists on Pandora, I want to hear different shit besides Boot Camp and Wu Tang. You know what I'm saying? Cause there's so
Yeah,
much great shit that came out in the 90s. It's like they're not gonna cover it all.
I just awesome. Yeah, that's why most of the times I just either go on YouTube and just find new shit, or even just go on Spotify and just go to like different playlists or different moods and stuff like that too. Like there's this new artist I just got into
Uh,
not too long ago, and I fuck with her. Her name was like Cleo Soul, something like that.
yeah, yeah. You
Cause
know what
like
I'm saying? Like, yeah,
because honestly, I would prefer Spotify over Pandora because I honestly hate Pandora because I told you one time I was listening to a Bob Marley radio station, right?
right.
They're gonna play Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines in the Bob Marley radio station. That day,
Wow.
I just said no.
Why they
I
do
just
that?
said no because
Why they
like
do that?
because you know how with Pandora they have that whole
Mm,
6 songs limit
right.
and stuff like that too. I think like a
Mm,
6 song limit. They didn't play no reggae. They didn't play no reggae besides Bob Marley. They played Bob
oh
Marley.
wow.
And I think they want to play like I think UB40 next. And then third song was like Robin Thicke Blurred Lines. So I tried to skip it. They
Right.
said, "Oh, you ran out of skips." I'm like, so I was like, "F this, man."
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But even with Spotify, I like Spotify. Don't get me wrong, but what people need to realize is that there's some albums on Spotify that they might not play the edition or the version I like. Prime example,
Right. Right.
the oldest Blue album from Otis
Uh-huh.
Redding. Love the album. But there's this one song, the Rock Me Baby song. There's this full version that ranks about 4 minutes. The Spotify version, I think, is the single version, and the full
Uh-huh.
version has like the nice outro and everything like that. But they don't have that on Spotify. I think now in the expanded edition they have it, but I don't know. It's just like that's why sometimes it's just I just bump CDs and stuff like that too when I'm on the road
Yeah.
sometimes because
You got see, I don't, like I have gotten a Bluetooth speaker for Christmas. That was like a gift, and I have Pandora, but only stream like the genre playlists. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because like some of those playlists is like I had to take off because like they have a custom of playing the same shit within an hour, and it reminds me of the radio. Back in the day when niggas used to listen to the radio, and I didn't like that shit. So it's like I can't stream all the time. It's like for me, give me the physical. That's what I grew up on.
yeah,
It's easier to make, and I had to make my own playlist. You know what I'm saying? It's easier, and I can play what I want to play. You know what I mean? So streaming, it has to be once in the blue, but I'm all physical, man.
yeah. And it's like even one thing I hate about Spotify too. Um, I remember one time they had Eric Sermon's Double or Nothing. I heard it on Spotify. I think they couldn't
Right.
clear certain samples, so you couldn't listen to the whole album on Spotify. So that kind of pissed me off too.
Wow.
But they have like Drake and Future,
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah, you got to skip through the bullshit to get to. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play my own
Right.
shit. You know what I mean? I gotta play my own shit.
I'm gonna start in about 10 more minutes. And
So
I
should
have
I
love for
show them?
BJ. Don't get me wrong. I have love for BJ.
Yeah, but BJ got to stop, man. He
You
like
said
as
what?
a music head, as a music lover, he got to, you know what I'm saying. When it comes to hip hop, y'all got to get past this Pac and Big shit. They going, man. You know what I'm saying? Like there's us hip hop heads that I know, and they just stuck in the '90s and that shit. It's like what the 2000s, the 2010s had great hip hop, and they don't know shit about that. It's like yo, y'all don't know about it because y'all was too busy bumping Pac and Big all day. How else would you know about Little Brother and People Under the
Hell,
Stairs? And you know what I'm saying? Sean Price and Ghostface was
I
both
didn't know you like
the
people
best
on
albums in the 2000s. They would have known nothing about that.
the steps.
You know?
I said I didn't know you like people under the stairs.
Yeah, I love that. You know what I'm saying? Apollo Brown, like people, like they sleep on these artists because they wasn't listening to them. For the amount of dope shit that we doing,
Dom
it's like
Kennedy.
Dom Kennedy too. I listened to his early mixtape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was listening to all of those cats when they were out at the same time. Nipsey, Wiz Khalifa, Dom, Casey Veggies, Mac Miller, all of them. Cool Kids, like a lot of these heads don't know about these cats. They were too busy bumping Pac and Big. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't sit there and say about
I blame
Kendrick
the
if you're
YouTube.
not listening to Kendrick. You know,
I blame the YouTube channels too. Honestly,
I can't get into I'm not getting into no debate about '90s shit, man, because I've lived it. I lived the '90s already. We in 2023. Let's focus on the present day. A lot of them can't do that. They still caught up in the '90s shit. You say you blame YouTube? That's
yeah,
what you
because all these Biggie, Tupac YouTube channel. Yeah,
why you blame them? It ain't the channels at all. It's the people. It's the people.
my point
It's like
exactly.
there's people. It's like you know what I'm saying. The people there's people that they're hip hop heads, but they're just hip hop heads for one era. They're not hip hop heads for all eras because they don't like the shit that's from the two. They don't anything past the '90s. They
And I
don't
hate
give.
that.
So it's like you can't sit up there and say you're a hip hop head. You're a '90s hip hop head. There's a difference. You love the '90s shit. Anything after the '90s, you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Or they're a fan of the '90s East Coast shit, but they don't know the shit from the West Coast or the South. Then you're a '90s East Coast head.
It's like the
You're not
hip hop heads from 19.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the hip hop heads from 1990.
Right.
The hip
And
hop
that's
heads from
it.
1992 to 1997.
And that's the expiration date ends in 1999, and after that they don't know shit. You can't tell them about artists from the 2000s and 2010s because they don't know them. You know what I'm saying? Imagine us doing a little brother breakdown and people that just stuck in the '90s. They're not gonna know who the fuck Fonte and Rapapoo is because they only know shit from the '90s. Little brother wasn't out in the '90s. They came out in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So I can't like debate with heads like that, man, because I don't look at shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming in the shit from a different era and from a different angle because I grew up on different artists and genres and shit. So it's like my landscape is versatile from day one. You know what I'm saying? There's days when I don't want to listen to just '90s shit. I want to listen to shit from now, from this era, or I want to listen to shit from the '80s or from the 2010s. You know what I'm saying? Like you know the '90s heads, they got to stay to their own. They got to stay to their own self, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna debate with people about Biggie and Pac and how could you say it was written is better than life after death? Like that shit don't do nothing for me. Back when I was a teenager, I would debate with you on that. Now it's totally different. You know what I'm saying? I know fucking females, bro. Females that's buying underground shit that a lot of these heads don't fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Females that's fucking with underground shit from this era. That's a damn shame if a female know more about the shit that's out now and your ass don't because you stuck in the 90s with Biggie and Pac. You know what I mean? So it's like I wouldn't even do a fucking podcast if it was just dedicated to one era because I didn't grow up with just one era. I gotta talk about different shit. You know, that's how we started. We started on a podcast where we talking about different fucking artists and shit. It wasn't just 90s shit. They don't want to let it go. Exactly, Ronnie. They don't want to let the past go. It's like, yo, I get it. I love the old school. I just don't want to talk about the same damn artists all the time, though. Like having a debate about, it was written in Life After Death. That shit don't do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? It don't. It's like both of those albums are classics. Like there's no wrong answer. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like like Red is being looked at with a side eye now because he said that. There's no wrong answer.
I
Both of those
honestly don't
albums.
even care.
Some people have their favorites. Now, some people feel like it was written is better than Illmatic. There's no wrong answer. Both of those albums are classic. Now, if you say some shit like Nostradamus is better, then I'm gonna look at you with a side eye. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to classic hip hop, there's no wrong answer. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should look at nobody with a side eye because you feel like Life After Death is better than it was written. They're both classics. It don't matter. And I hate that these heads do that shit, comparing classics with each other. Like, oh well, I feel like it was written is better than Illmatic. Debate with me. Like, no, I'm not. I got better shit to do than to debate with you about two classic albums. There's no wrong answer. You know what I'm saying? If Sam feels like Illmatic is overrated, that's cool. Both of those albums are classic. So you know what I mean? I don't think nobody should be looking at Reg with a side eye, man. Some people prefer Biggie over Nas. That's cool. Some people prefer could feel like Nas is better than Big. That would have been a great battle if Big was here, but he ain't.
I,
Huh? You know what I'm saying? That would have been a great battle if they were battling each other. That would have been a great battle. Probably would have got some of the best disc records ever. But the Biggie definitely had it in him, and I know Nas had it in him. Nas already showed that with Ether. That would have been a great battle. Two great legends on the mic battling each other. That's what I would have loved to see. But unfortunately, we can't get that. We got Jay and Nas instead, and that was a great battle in itself. Probably the last great battle to me. I don't think there's been a more epic battle since then. You know what you think, Reg?
what I think about what
Has there been a epic battle since
about
Ether and Takeover?
Jadakiss and B. Siegel. I feel like that was a dope battle.
Yeah, but I mean that was within that whole era. That was during that whole time. And State Property was beefing with the Bravehearts and D Block and shit.
What about 50 and Ja Rule, 50 and Jadakiss?
Nah, that's one sided. Cause 50 to me, and I love Ja, but 50 destroyed him. He destroyed him. That I Smoke Pussy, he destroyed Murder Inc. with that song.
Oh yeah, that
And Wankster, yeah, he was shitting on them. He
true.
didn't they couldn't fuck with him. That's a one sided battle. I'm talking about like a battle that was like a balance and like you couldn't pick a side. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the last epic battle was Jay and Nas. You know what I'm
Yeah, let
saying?
me turn on my
Jay Z and
laptop and I'm
50
gonna
that was
start.
one sided also. Jay Z didn't even mention a fucking name the way that he mentioned Prodigy and Nas. He didn't even mention them on a Dig a Hole. That's what I hated. I'm like, cause you went all out for Nas and Prodigy. It's like what he felt like Dipset wasn't on his level. Dipset was the one that was making the hottest shit on Rockefeller at that time. Compared to the shit that he was dropping, Blueprint 2 was garbage. The Kingdom Come album was not a great comeback album. You know, they were making the hottest shit on Rockefeller. Them and State Property. You know what I'm saying? That was a one sided battle right there. I'm talking about like a battle that was like neck and neck. That was like the last great battle between two artists.
Because you know why? Because it's like whenever rappers are beefing now, the older heads want to always intervene, saying, "Oh no, y'all can't be beefing and stuff like that." You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I'm just like, let them
right.
fucking beef and just stay on the wax and stuff. You know?
Yeah. But it don't unfortunately it don't get to that no more though. It don't stay on wax. You know what I'm saying? Drake and Pusha T was one sided because Drake to me ain't fucking with Pusha T lately. His pen is in question. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how people like when people I used to hear people talk about they used to compare him to Fonte. I'm like Fonte is way better than him lately. There's no comparison. Fonte, he ain't even on Pusha T level. Get alone Fonte level. You know what I'm saying? That was a one sided battle. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like the last great battle between two artists was Jay Z and Nas. We haven't had an epic battle since then. We've had
Right.
battles, but they were one sided.
Okay. Well, what about 50 Cent and Fat Joe?
Again, one sided battle. 50 destroyed Fat Joe to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
I,
putting like you remember when he came out with that mixtape and with was it Return of the Body Snatchers?
yeah,
And he had Fat Joe like at the beach with no shirt on. That was the mixtape cover. Like
that
that
was
was a
hilarious.
one shot. Yo, like it was like 50. The thing with 50, he don't back down from a battle, and at the same time, he don't care who you. You could be better than him lyrically, like Jadakiss and the Locks, or Fat Joe, or Nas, and he still make them look stupid. You know what I'm saying? He punked all of them. He made them look stupid, and they all lyrically better than him. And this is before we really had. This is before Instagram. This is before Facebook and shit. That he was doing this shit. So imagine how it will be like now. Like we got social media, and he's still on social media making people like Jim Jones look like a fool. And Rick Ross. And to me, even then, it's like Rick Ross was making better music than him at that time, and he was still making Rick Ross look like a fool. You know what I'm saying? When Rick Ross did that double XL cover, and he was like how Ross was rocking fake Louis Vuitton and Gucci shit, and then he had he released the sex tape with Rick Ross baby mama and that dude. Like he made a website just for that fucking sex tape. Like 50 was just going all out just the punk niggas. You know what I'm saying? Who was doing that? Like to like literally make your own website and release a sex tape with somebody's baby mama on it. He was doing all that. He was doing the most. You know what I'm saying? And I love Rick Ross, but when you dealing with 50, you got to go all
Hmm.
out too because he gonna make you look some type of way. You know, Fat Joe wasn't putting out the best music at that time anyway. Like he was dropping garbage himself. You know, it literally took like Remy Ma to come out of jail for him to like get back on track musically. A lot of those albums, he tried to sound like he was from the South and shit. I'm like, you too, Joe? Like, we already had Fabulous doing that bullshit. Now you doing it, Joe? You know? Anything after Loyalty, I skipped. Like, all of those other albums he did was straight garbage, B. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's the last great battle we had, and we had some of the best music during that time. And it's like, yeah, like I would have loved to hear Big and Nas go at it, but he ain't here, unfortunately. And we gotta let that shit like leave that shit in the past, man. There's only so much you could talk about Big. Big only had two albums. You can't talk a lot about Biggie's album after those Life After Death. He only had two albums. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like we
Mm-hmm.
gotta leave that in the past, man. Pun had two
Well, I'm
albums too.
ready to stop whenever you are.
Let's go.
Okay. What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing this lovely day? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try with me.
That's good.
Alright, and today's review, we're going to talk about Gloria Gaynor with her first album, Never Can Say Goodbye. This album came out January 23rd, 1975 on MGM Records. It came out with three singles, Honey Bee, Never Can Say Goodbye, and Reach Out and I'll Be There. No guest appearances. It was produced by Paul Lika, Tony Bonglavi, Miko Monado, and Jay Ellis. All right, so we're still on the disco side of things. You know, Gloria Gaynor, one of the most prominent disco artists at that time, who, believe it or not, I'm not like the biggest fan of, but I do admit she can sing. You know what I'm saying? So this is actually the first album I've actually heard from her. So you know how we do it. How did you get into Gloria Gaynor?
I got into Gloria with I Will Survive, a big hit.
Okay.
And you don't like that?
No.
That's a disco classic. And the Love Tracks album. That's the only Gloria Gaynor album I have is Love Tracks. And you know, that was like my introduction to her and you know, just listening to her other records. And you know, she's a disco legend too, man. We saluting all the disco legends this whole month. Donna Summer and Bee Gees, Gloria Gaynor, Chic. We did Chic last night. I was bumping some Chic today. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
And I love it. You know what I'm saying? Just saluting these. Who else is gonna salute these disco legends? You gotta put respect on them now, man. So some of them are not here, unfortunately, and you know it was a great era of music, and you know she was a part of that era. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Believe it or not, I did get into Gloria Gaynor with I Will Survive too. But
mhm.
it's not how you think I got into her.
Yeah,
The show Hey Arnold was what really got me into it, believe it or not.
really. Hey
There
Arnold,
was
they
this
were bumping
one
that.
episode. Well, they did a version of it, like a
Uh huh.
parody version of it,
Oh wow.
and it made me laugh.
Uh
It made me laugh and stuff like that. Shout out to Nikki. She probably knows which episode I'm talking about. It's when Principal Ward quit his job and he was doing
right.
some karaoke and he did a verse called I will prevail and
Uh huh.
whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And also it just made me laugh and stuff. And I remember she did an episode of the Wayans brothers. It
Right.
was when they thought Pops was dying. They thought Pops was dying, but he actually had hemorrhoids and Pops was like a huge fan of Gloria Gaynor, so
Mm-hmm.
Gloria Gaynor appeared in that show.
Right.
Very funny episode, but like I said before, she can sing. I just never really got into her music
Mm-hmm.
like that. I don't dislike her like a lot. Well, let me stop. Let me stop. I do dislike certain songs, but I wanted to give the album a chance though, because I know everyone kept telling me, by everyone I mean you and Eric, said Star Trek, Star Tracks. Eventually, that album would be discussed, hopefully sometime this month. But let's start up with the first album. We'll see where it goes from there. Alrighty. So Gloria Gaynor. For those who don't know who she is a singer. Originally, she was from, excuse me, she was born in Newark, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And she pretty much was enjoying listening to music. She was very influenced by like jazz artists like Nat King Cole, Sarah Vaughan, and whatnot too. And like her father played a ukulele and a guitar in
Mm-hmm.
nightclubs and stuff like that. He had a group called Step and Fetch It, a play on
Yeah.
from the black actor Stephen Fesher,
Right.
that house nigga, you know what I'm
House nigga
saying?
shit.
But yeah, yeah. So pretty much she grew up listening to music, but she was like very religious, and her father did not want her to allow her to sing with an all male group, nor her younger brother and stuff like that. So without further ado, you know what I'm saying, she just pretty much started her own band, the Soul Satisfiers, in the '60s. They had a few local hits, but didn't really get them anywhere. Her first real
Mm-hmm.
success was when she signed to Columbia Records. Crypt Keeper Clive Davis, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Uh,
I'm always gonna say Crypt Keeper
you
Clive.
don't care for that nigga.
No, I like Clive Davis. I feel like he's a
Mm.
hustler, but at the same time, he's very iffy. You know what I'm saying? Very iffy. I'm about to do a whole video on him one day, but like I said, I love what he's done to the music industry, but at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
he loves to take credit for a lot of people's successes.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, man. But when I call him Crypt Keeper Die Clive Davis, that's not like an insult. It's just he just looks like a Green Reaper. That's all I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
and shit.
Huh?
Looks like a Green Reaper and shit. So
Okay.
yeah, so she pretty much had her single called Honey Bee, which that was also on this record too. You know what I'm saying? That was like the first single released, but then it didn't really go nowhere. So she moved to MGM Records, where she started working on this album right here, and yeah, this became like one of the most earliest disc records. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually like the album cover. Definitely had
Yeah.
that '70s feel and stuff like that too. Back when you actually sung records. Now these days everyone
Right.
uses auto tune and stuff like
Oh
that
Lord.
too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm still bent by that YouTube was saying that Future's a better rapper than Big Pun, but that's another story for a different day.
Yeah. Why don't pay no attention to
Yeah, this
fools like that? He already lost me saying
you
shit
feel
like
what?
that. Once you say shit like that, I can't even like listen to whatever or anything else he got to say. You know what I
And this
mean?
nigga look like Whoopi Goldberg, man. It's funny as hell. I had to flame him.
Oh man.
Like this nigga had the audacity to say Big Pun and Method Man should not be on the list.
But
I'm looking at myself
that's
like,
what he probably want. He want people to, but by saying the most ridiculous shit, he want people to click on it and watch him. You know what I'm saying? That's how some of these clowns get their
It'd
views
be like
because
that.
they say the most outrageous shit, and then when people see it on their timeline, they be like, "Oh, let me check this out." Fuck that! I will never say no stupid shit like that just to get views. Views don't mean shit to me. I'm here for this damn culture. That's what's important.
By the way, check the group me up. I posted some funny shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Niggas
I'm
wild.
just now looking at your messages. Yo,
Nigga,
is that Young Jock?
that's the classic line that people remember from Big Papa: a T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and Welch's grape. So they actually have that as a dictionary.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I was
that
about to
that's from the
say
song.
like,
People, that's the only thing that people took from that song. Unfortunately, they don't remember anything else from that song. They remember
because
what Biggie
I was
had
looking,
for dinner or whatever. That
because
steak
I'm
look
looking at
good.
myself like, what the hell does this have to do with Biggie?
That steak look good though.
Them
Yeah.
eggs look good.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, like, did you not listen to anything else he said on the song? I
They
guess
don't
not.
listen.
Nah, they don't.
Mm. This album has 8 songs.
Yeah.
So now I feel slow right now. Mm.
You forgot
This
that
album
song.
has 8 songs, so
Mm.
let's. hmm I'm gonna start off with the first song called "Honey Bee." Um, Pretty cool song, pretty smooth little song. Very smooth song right here. That vocally, she did a thing on this. Like I said before, this is like one of her earliest songs and whatnot. So I like it.
Yeah, this was dope. Honeybee, loved this the horns on that, the beat, the bass line, and Gloria singing, "You're my honeybee, come on and sting me." Very seductive type of song, and yeah, this was it's fire.
hmm Track number 2, um, "Never Can Say Goodbye." Now I've talked so much about this song.
Uh,
This was a cover of the. It was written. It was written by Clifton Davis,
Michael.
aka the Reverend from Amen, one of my all-time favorite shows from the '80s and
Yeah.
stuff like that too. Rest in peace, Sherman Hemsley.
Hmm.
hmm Yeah, but this song has been covered plenty of times before. While I do admit the original, nothing tops the original. This version was okay. I mean, she did a lot of Motown covers in her career, believe it or not. She did a lot of Motown covers in her career, and this actually is my favorite Motown cover on this album. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like it was a pretty smooth, nice little song. I do admit it kind of ran a bit too long, which is kind of an issue I have with this album, but it is what it is, you know.
This was dope. Isn't this a rendition? Didn't the Jackson 5 do this?
Yeah,
Am I tripping?
yeah, the Jackson 5 did it.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm like, I remember the Jackson 5 joint, and she not Jackson 5, so it was okay, but they nobody touching the Jackson 5 version. Michael just killed it, man. Like that was a
Isaac
classic. Huh?
Isaac Hayes did a very dope cover back in 70, 71,
What album? What
72.
album that's on?
Um, that was on Black Moses.
Oh, I don't got that one. I don't. Yeah, I never heard
Oh
that one.
man, you
I
never
know that's
heard that
that's
one?
like
Oh,
one of your favorite Isaac Hayes albums. I don't have that one. I have of course How About His Soul and the Tough Guys soundtrack and the other album
wow.
with the orange cover. I forgot the name of that joint.
You said the orange cover?
Yeah, it has like an orange cover, like a orange brownish cover.
I gotta relook at that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Black Moses, I don't have that one. That one was a
Black
good one.
Moses, Black Moses is his best album next to Hot
That's
Butter.
the best
So
album. Oh man.
yeah,
Okay. And Shaft, of course. I
Isaac from
got Shaft.
'69 to
Shaft.
me. Whew,
The Shaft soundtrack, classic.
I got that too. I like it, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
hold you.
Mm,
I feel like he did better work than the Shaft soundtrack, in my personal opinion.
right. Yeah.
But at the same
Yeah.
time,
BJ hear you, sir.
I do put, man, I ain't scared of nobody. Shit, I ain't scared of nobody. But at least I listen to album. At least I listen to the albums though and shit.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course. Of course.
these motherfuckers, they just buy these albums for decorations and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Yeah, Moses, I gotta get that one. I don't have that one.
But yeah, so we're gonna go to one more time cover to the next one. This time she covered the Four Tops with "Reach Out, I'll Be There." Now I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't care for this cover too much.
Mm. It was okay.
I
Like
definitely
the
didn't
bass
care.
line stands out. Like it was real funky. But I'm like,
Yeah,
it's hard to do. Like when you do a rendition of these classic songs already, it's like, how you gonna top the original? That's what I'm saying. You know, like she didn't do a good job with Never Can Say Goodbye, and this one is like, how you gonna top the Four Tops version? You know what I'm saying? So it was
especially
okay,
Levi's voice, man.
right? You know what I mean? I'm like, stick to the original. Stick to doing original shit. Like the renditions is hard to do. Not too many artists are gonna
And
surpass the original. Like Whitney surpassed Dolly Parton with you know the Bodyguard song, but ain't too many times you're gonna have a better rendition than the original.
and this is around the time when everybody wanted to do a Motown cover. Everybody wanted to do a Motown cover because I know Shalimar when they dropped their album, there was like majority. They had a song called Uptown Festival when they had like 20 Motown covers. I'm just like Jesus Christ,
Wow. Diana Ross, reach out
Jesus
and touch,
Christ.
reach out, I'll be there. Reach out and touch.
Yeah, that was from the Surrender album.
I remember that. I remember that when she was doing that shit in the thunderstorm in New York City in Central Park. We had Hurricane Gloria. That was what 80, 85, 86,
Classic performance.
87. I forget the year. I was little, but I
Oh
remember
wow.
watching that shit on the news. They had that shit on the news, and this bitch is like singing with rain coming down on her, and she's like in that red dress. I'm like, Diana, why don't you take your bony ass out of that park before lightning hit you? You know what I'm saying? That shit was epic. They don't even got that shit on YouTube, yo. They got that. They got like little clips of it.
I could have sworn I saw the full thing on YouTube.
Is it? I
Hold
never saw the
on.
full version on there. Like I only like people like posted clips of it.
Let me see.
But that shit was like 83. Yeah, that shit was like, yo, was it 83? I thought it was later than 83.
It, it was 83.
Okay, that shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like she was like, and people stood out there like they knew it was gonna rain. You could see like all the clouds set up and shit. They were like, "Fuck it, we staying," and they stood there the whole night while she performed, and it was epic. I don't think we've had an epic Central Park concert since then.
I
A
just
lot of
sent you
these
the whole
artists
thing.
ain't gonna. A lot of these artists now they're not staying in no rain to perform. Like she was a trooper. Like she stayed. She said, "Oh, hurricane, okay, I'm still staying." You know, yeah. Prodigy was there. I heard he was there.
You heard me?
Huh?
I just sent you the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Prodigy was there. I heard he was at that concert or whatever. But I saw that shit on TV because I was not gonna be out there in no hurricane. You know
Mhm. But
that
if
shit.
I ever perform like that, if I ever perform like that, I'll make sure I bring an umbrella on me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it was windy, it was rainy, and motherfuckers stayed out there. That's as an artist, that's what you're supposed to do. Like give the audience a show that they came to see. They all those people came out there. Some of them come out there after work. Some of them probably skipped work just to see Diana in Central Park, and she put on a show for them. Like I said, like we've had many shows in Central Park since then, but none of them were epic like that. That was like the last epic concert they had out there.
Mm. Yeah, she just took it to a whole nother level, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Track number 4, All I Need Is Your Sweet Loving. Um, this was okay. I didn't care for the beat too much on this one. This is that it was kind of like that bouncy disco beat with soulful vocals, which I kind of felt like it could have been executed a bit better. But hey,
We on All I Need Is Your Sweet Loving.
yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, that joint was. I liked it though. I thought it was a nice song.
Respect. Like I said, I don't dislike it. I just felt like the beat could have been better.
Right.
Mm. Next song we got is "Searching." This is actually my favorite song on this album. You know,
Fire.
this is the kind of again. You said fire.
Yeah, this one of my favorites too.
Yes, sir. So pretty much, she just this is like one of those heartbreak kind of songs. You know, she feels like her man is not doing her right and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like this song should have been a single, but you know they were so addicted to Motown at that time too. They wanted to give all the Motown covers a single. You know what I'm saying? So this was all right.
It's one of my favorites on this album. I love the beat and the when Gloria's singing, I got to keep on searching, searching. Fire track. And it's dope, man. I'm loving this album so far.
Respect. Track number 6, "We Belong Together." Again, this one's another good song too. You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt like it was sequenced very well right after the searching track. You know what I'm saying? Very very nice vocal right here. I love the ranges that she was going through. You know, like I said before, Gloria Gaynor can sing though. It's just that some of the songs that she picks is a problem. You know.
I prefer the Mariah Carey "We Belong Together." That was a banger.
Same. Same.
But this is a good track though. It's a nice dance track.
Definitely. Track number 7, "False Alarm." Again, this was another nice little track. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, it was dope. Definitely enjoyed it. Nice beat, nice bass line. Yeah.
got you. And the last track is Real Good People." This is the only song that Gloria Gaynor wrote by herself, and it was pretty solid. Nice way to end off the album. You know what I'm saying? Again, I wasn't really too crazy about the production, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I love yo. You know what? Real good people. That remind me of a James Brown song for some reason. Like I could
Really?
picture him on the song. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like like
Okay.
the bass line, the beat, the guitars. It was real funky. The horns on it. But I'm like yo. I can see James Brown doing this type of track.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would see James Brown doing it, but
No.
because he did drop that whack disco album back in the '70s
Right.
too.
I'm about to
So
say like James Brown did disco too. Nobody talks about it.
unfortunately, for good reason. He went from the Godfather of Soul to the Godfather of Disco. That's
I would love to see like a list of artists that dropped a disco album that you hated, like Kiss and James Brown.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? They has to be a
Um,
list for you, guys, because you mentioned that more than one time.
cool in the game.
Oh Lord. Well, pretty much Cool of the Gang for you is a no go after after what the first album.
No, no. I mean, cause you got to remember they did disco before JT came in the picture. People forget about
Right.
that, and that very first disco record. Ugh, it's a reason why they needed JT.
Oh man. Because they didn't have nobody
Oh
singing for them.
shit,
You
man.
can't be a
But yeah,
instrumental band doing disco and nobody singing. You know what I'm saying? Like
actually,
when he
there's been
came in,
plenty of instrumental
you see,
disco.
like when he came in and he started singing, it's like that's when they had the big hits.
Uh,
You know what I
for
mean?
better or for worse.
Oh wow. Aretha Franklin, Sam said the Aretha Franklin disco album. You didn't like that one?
We were going to talk about that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's
Believe it or
talk about
not,
that.
I actually did like it for
Right,
some parts. That's all I'm going to
right.
say.
Okay,
But it does have one of my favorite Aretha songs too.
right.
I was made for you. Whew, Jesus Christ! You remember that Soul Train performance when she had on that fucking hair and shit like that? Oh man.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Um, well, you were too busy watching Cool and the Gang Soul Train
Ah,
performances. So no, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'm joking.
oh,
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Nah, but for real though, it's a very. I'm gonna send it to you once I have a time and stuff too. So yeah,
okay.
but this actually was a very cool album. I felt like I'm not really gonna say this Gloria Gaynor album was a failure because it did do good numbers, but I feel like they were trying to test his sound when
Right.
it came to this record and stuff too. So honestly, I wish they would have scaled back a little bit from the Motown cover. I feel like one Motown cover was enough for the album. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's an okay album. I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I think it was a dope little disco album. I didn't care for the renditions. I don't think she should do that because I don't think she could do it better than the original artist. But everything else is fire. Everything else that had that disco sound, and I enjoyed the production, and the tracks like "Searching" and "Honeybee," real good people. This is a dope album. I'm gonna give it 4 mics.
Okay, cool. All right. So I forgot to tell y'all. Shout out to my boy Christian Picard. He sent a donation. He sent a donation to talk for us to talk about Betty Davis's Nasty Gal album.
Dope.
So that's not a disco record, but since it's a donation, I'm gonna squeeze that in next week.
Right. Shout
You
out to
know,
Christian.
yeah. You see what happened when people donate? You get the
Right. And it makes
versatility.
us feel good that people are willing to come out of their pockets and donate to us so that we can continue to give these epic reviews and stuff. You know what I mean? Now I had an idea, and it's not a new idea 'cause I've seen people do it already, but I just felt like we should start showing our playlist for the week or for that day, and then at the end of the week or whatever, being that it's on a
Okay.
Thursday, we're not gonna be here till like what,
Hmm.
Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday.
So I feel like, like it's the end of the week, and I'm gonna show like the albums. I played 6 albums today. I'm gonna do this every week where when I play music, I'm gonna show what I played for that day or for that entire week, so people can check out those albums if they haven't, or maybe they slept on those albums. So today I was since that we talked about Chic. I played the best of Chic, the greatest hits, and album is from the greatest hits is phenomenal. You got all the most, well, not all of the hits. Yeah, some of the hits are I Want Your Love and Good Times, and Dance Dance Dance, and you know uh Everybody Dance. It was a greatest hits album. I believe this one is out of print. I want to say this one is out. I know they got more than one. I want to say this one is out of print. I played
Yeah, I never
that.
seen that sheet.
Yeah,
I
it
never.
has about 11 tracks, and they have the long mixes for Everybody Dance. That's about 8 minutes long, and they have Good Times is 8 minutes long, and I Want Your Love is 6 minutes long. Everything else is like also Dance 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 is like about 8 minutes as well. So they got a couple of long plays on here, but it's a great best of Chic compilation. I played that. I played a album I haven't played in a long time. Tony Touch, the Peacemaker. I forgot how fire this was. Different artists. I saw somebody posted when True Goy had passed away because De La Soul is on this album, and they did a track with Tony Touch called What's That KSO, and that was fire. Most Def was also on that track, and you got joints from the Gangstar. Boot Camp Click is on here. Cormega Interlude that produced by Alchemist was fire. Prodigy Basics produced by Alchemist. Alchemist did a lot of production on here as well. And Aguilar, Tony Touch did some production, but you got various different artists on here. Royce the 5'9". You got Wu-Tang Clan. Who else is on here? Who else? Who else is on here? Fat Joe, Big Pun, a lot of different cats. So yeah, Tony Touch, the Peacemaker, classic album. So I played all of that. Then I played DJ Clue, the Professional Volume 3. Now this one I had on bootleg back in the day. This came out in '06. I had this on bootleg. I liked some songs. There was a song I was looking for on here by Styles, but it's not on here. So that might have been like on another album. But Styles is on this album. There's a song called The Animal. You got joints from Jagged Edge and Fabulous. You
Oh
got
Jesus
Mob Deep.
Christ!
And I didn't like that song. You got a song called Mob Deep is on here. They got a song called The Gold. That was fire. You got who else is on here? Joel Santana, Cameron and Jewels with Middle Finger You. That was fire. That's like Dipset era Cam. Love that joint. You had Grillin' Woman with Mike Jones. Uh, what's his name? Slim Thug and Paul Wall. That was fire. You had Ugly. That was Jada Kiss and Swiss Beats. That there's a video for. I believe there's a video for that when that came out. You got Game. Game is also on here. Snoop Dogg. But yeah, this was okay. It's not fucking with the first two. The first two are like the best. The first one is a classic. First one, the Professional Part 1 is a classic. I love Part 2 as well, but the third one is not as good as the first two. It's a couple good tracks, but some of them sound outdated. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't get a lot of hype. They didn't promote this a lot on Def Jam when it came out either. But I was like, let me pull this out and bump it. And it's been years since I heard it, so I bumped a couple tracks from that. The Roots, Rising Down, very
Yes.
underrated album. I was bumping. It's another album that I haven't played in years, and I had to go back and play it. And they had some joints. They had some joints. Get Busy with Dice Raw and Petey Petey. PD Crack from State Property. That was fire. 75 Bars, where Black Thought just spitting like 75 bars. He killed it. One of the best songs on here. They have a joint called "I Will Not Apologize" with a artist named Porn. We got Dice Raw and Talib Kweli's on the chorus, but he's not credit for
Oh
some reason. He's
Jesus.
not credited. He's not credited on this song. I don't know why, but like when you
He
look in the
probably
album
called
credits,
Black Thought a coon.
huh?
He probably called Black Thought a coon. That's why.
For some reason it doesn't say featuring Talib, but in the album credits they give him the credit. But I don't know why they didn't give him the credit on here. But that's a dope song. You got Singing Man with Truck North and Dice Raw. That was dope. Dice Raw is on most of these songs. Like he's highlighted a
Yeah.
lot on this album, more than any other Roots album. Malik B, rest in peace, is actually on a song called "Lost Desire" with him and Talib. That was fire. You got a song called "Rising Up" with Grisette Michelle and Wale. That was dope. There's a song called "The Show" featuring Common and Dice Raw. I didn't hear Common part though, so I don't know if he was like on maybe on the chorus or something. I didn't hear a verse from Common on that one. And then they got the bonus tracks. There's a bonus track called "Birthday Girl." There's a video for that also. That was a different song for them because I think Roots was trying to go get on the radio with that one. They had the Patrick Stump from Fallout Boy on that with them, and that was like a different song for them. Uh, but that's a bonus track. But it's definitely like a dope underrated Roots album. You know how I feel about the Roots after Chronology. I think they were hit or miss, but this was underrated. It had some dope songs, and like I said, it's been years since I played. Came out in '06. I remember when it came out. I never played it a lot though. I'm like, I felt like playing it today. I'm like, let me, dig in the collection and bump it. So I was impressed. I'm gonna definitely bump it more. Then I played because of the great episode that they had on the last season of the Wu Tang Hulu series. I played Cuban Link, and it never gets old. This classic album, definitely Raekwon's best album. And because it was March 9th
Yes.
in 26 years for Biggie dying, I played Ready to Die. Some songs. I didn't play the whole album. I didn't get crazy with it, but I played certain songs from the album. This the people would have played the whole damn album, but I know the album from front to back. I don't need to play the whole album at this point, and I just played certain songs, and it was great to
Is
hear.
that is that the
Huh?
is that the
Yeah,
OG?
it's the
Is
OG
that
copy.
the OG version you got?
Yes, definitely the OG copy.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? So
Bro, I was
OG
so
copy
happy I
with
finally
the
found that shit too.
it's the OG. Yes, it's the OG copy with the Ohio plays sample on Ready to Die.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the 6 albums I played for the day, and I'm gonna be doing that every week. Just to give to people and check out some of these albums. Check out some of these albums that you're sleeping on. Better vocalist, Gloria Gaynor or Down the Summer. Down the Summer.
No, Donna Summer all day.
Definitely the queen of disco.
But yeah, I was bumping some shit. I gotta go through my Spotify shit. Give me 1 second,
Yeah.
cause
But when you get back home, you just show people what you was bumping for that week or for that day.
yeah. Well, since De La Soul came back to streaming and stuff like that, I was bumping De La Soul's Dead. You guys should know how I feel about that album. Definitely feel like it was one of the best sophomore albums in hip hop history
How you gonna
and one
ask
of the
me? How you
best.
gonna ask us if we ever? How you gonna ask us if we ever heard of the Roots on a song and then he says in parentheses no you haven't.
I'm not even paying attention to that nigga.
I
Honestly,
hope
I
that's
was
part of
just
this. I hope that's part of the song because it would be stupid to come on here and think automatically you know what we heard. You
anyway.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, De La Soul is dead. I was bumping that. I was
Yes.
bumping EPMD's Unfinished Business, which that's a very dope album. I don't know honestly when it comes to like that classic period from '88 to '92. That's
Mm-hmm.
my least favorite because
Mm-hmm.
there were some iffy songs like
There's some iffy
they had a song
songs.
they was trying to like go the yeah like you had too much to drink,
Uh,
that you had too much to drink song, but at the same time a lot of a lot of samples that you hear on that album, people started using them years later. Like I think they
right.
were the first ones to use that Joe Cocker, that woman to woman sample that
Right.
everyone knows because of California Love and all that
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Um, what else? I was bumping this new artist I got into. Her name is
Mm-hmm.
Cleo Soul. She had this album called Rose in the Dark from 2020.
Right.
Very dope. I want to talk about this album one day.
Okay.
There's want to talk about this one, and I'm gonna take a way back for y'all with this bumping Etta James with the that last album. Oh my god,
Nice.
like Etta James, man. Like she has songs like everyone knows the song At Last, My
Last, yeah.
Love. Yeah, we all know that song, but she
Mm-hmm.
has one other song called I Just Want to Make Love to You Sunday Morning. Oh, yo, let me tell y'all something. That album right there, one of the most rawest soul albums ever in history.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's all I really been bumping, honestly.
Dope. Like you was bumping some shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't like I said. I try not to stay on the same wavelength and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we can't bump Pac and Big every damn day and shit. After this, like I told you,
You know,
like I won't
what's
bump Ready to
crazy?
Die again till next year. Like till the next time we have the anniversary.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy though?
Mm-hmm.
I was on YouTube and there was a Digital Underground the OMTV Raps performance, and this was before Pac started rapping. This was like in 1990. It was like,
Right.
"Where's Tupac at?" That's all they could say. "Where's Tupac at?" And shit, because they said this song was whack without Pac. I'm just
You
like,
can't get over
Jesus
it.
Christ.
It's been 30 years. Like if you can't get over this shit now,
Jesus,
you never gonna get over it. You can't get over it. What is wrong with this nigga?
Jesus Christ.
They're not coming back from the dead, bro. Like get over that shit. Move on. They're crippling your musical listening. Like a lot of other hip hop is. They can't get over this shit. So they refuse to listen to anything else.
Oh Lord, have mercy on my soul.
They can't get over it. It's not gonna be the last time somebody we just lost True Goy last week. A lot of people ain't gonna be able to get over that one. This is a part of
I'm
life.
still not
People
over
die.
that.
You know what I'm saying? When Nas dropped dead, a lot of people ain't gonna get over that. It's a part of life.
I'm not over DMX's death, honestly.
Yeah. A lot of legends I've seen in concert that's dead. DMX, ODB, Heavy D, Coolio, Aaliyah, Left Eye, all of them are gone. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. I don't know what to tell you all. You know what I'm saying? It's good to remember them. It don't mean I need to hear them every day though.
Right.
You
Because
know,
there'll be
I love
sometimes.
Prodigy. I love Mob. I love Prodigy. I don't need to hear Mob Deep and Prodigy every day though. You know what I'm saying? Like I've bumped a lot of these artists in my lifetime. I don't need to hear them every day to know that I miss them. Michael and Prince included. Michael, I don't even bump Michael shit no more. It's been I don't know when the last time I bumped a Michael album. It's been years. Prince is different because he got so much music that's coming out, and you know what I'm saying, and still like having people haven't heard yet. Like he has a ton of music for a lifetime, but Michael, I haven't bumped Michael stuff in forever. Thoughts on the Wu Tang series? I like it. RZA did an interview with Sway. I think it was yesterday, talking about the last season and things that happened in the last season. Like the tour bus, the tour bus thing was real. That was um when they first went on tour, and like I said, like they had the whole episode dedicated to Cuban Link. That was great. Probably the best episode right now for me. I know somebody said they have a whole episode dedicated to Liquid Swords coming. So yeah, it's been good. I like it. I like the just having a whole Wu Tang show dedicated to the group is, I don't think nobody ever thought that would happen, and on Hulu at that. So I'm loving it.
I don't really care for it too much.
No,
No, I feel like some of the actors weren't. Some of the actors
some of and
weren't.
you
The
see like
casting is a problem.
well, I mean, yeah, this cat. I mean, the casting is the casting. You know what I'm saying? I feel like some of them tried their best to bring out the actual real life person, like the dude that played RZA. He don't look like the RZA, but he kind of like embodies his leadership with the clan, and the two guys that play Ray and Ghost, they're really good. You know what I'm saying? But Davies is not in a lot this season playing Method Man. He's because at that time Meth was on tour with Takal and doing this Hollywood thing. So but it's good. I mean, like I love the whole each week is like a story, and you see like how they went from rags to riches with the different albums, and I'm enjoying it. It needs to be a fourth season. I think 3 seasons is not enough.
Hmm.
Michael Jackson, no, Michael Jackson is my favorite artist ever. It don't mean I need to listen to him every day. There's a difference. Just like
Oh
Nas is my
shit!
favorite. Nas is my favorite MC. I don't need to listen to Nas every day.
Yo! Guess what they got on HBO Max? Yo,
What they got?
they got the full series of the Chris Rock show when he used to have a stand up special. His sketch comedy
Oh, the late
show.
night
Oh
show.
shit!
Oh, word.
Yeah,
Why they just not putting that on what's it, HBO Max?
yeah, because it wasn't there before. I guess because of the whole slap. Now they want to say, oh, he does some more shit.
Wow. I just used to watch it for the
But
musical
like I
guests.
said, that was. I just saw the first 2 seasons because the last 3 seasons haven't been released yet. That's the thing.
Right, right.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
No doubt. Mike's and Men was great. That was a great documentary. I went to the Mike's and Men. They had a Mike's and Men like pop up event in the city when that came out, and they had different like artifacts from the clan. They had like RZA's drum machine when he made Into the Wu Tang, and that was dope. And they let you touch it too. Like it was actually dope to actually touch the drum machine that RZA made all those beats for Into the Wu Tang on. And they had like a chess table with like a game of chess set up on the table and shit that they were playing, or they used to play. Different things they had is different artifacts from the clan. They had like a table with like the Wu Tang logo on it. That was great. Yeah, Mike's and Men was a great documentary, and the fact that they were actually involved in it and giving their thoughts on certain things that happened was great to see. You know, You're not trying hard enough. Tupac can't be the only artist that you like, and you call yourself a hip hop head. There has to be other artists that you like. I love a lot of artists. It don't mean I gotta play them every day though. I love Tupac. It don't mean I gotta hear him every day. MF Grimm is dope. I've been listening to Grimm since the '90s. Definitely a dope artist. Yeah. Just I love different shit though. You know what I'm saying? So I may wake up and want to listen to some EDM or some alternative rock or something. I can't listen to the same artist day in and day out. Two Live Crew, I wasn't a fan of Two Live Crew. I know some of these songs, but wasn't a fan of them like that. But I respect Luther Campbell for what he did for having artists, freedom of speech and having the artists, having the right to say whatever they want to say on the record. So I respect him for that. But I wasn't into like Two Live Crew shit like that. Favorite Children of the Corps member was I'm gonna go with Big L. Big L is definitely a legend, and it's a shame that he's not here. Left us with one great album, and you know if they were still here, if Bloodshed was still here, and Big L, that crew would have been crazy. They would have been like before Dipset. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if you had them, you might have not had Dipset. You know, but they were great. He was great, man. Big L, Cameron, definitely. Cameron has always been my favorite from Harlem. Great discography. You know, he did a lot for Harlem. He did a lot for putting artists on like Jim Jones and Jewels. Freaky Zeke, that whole Dipset crew. You know, what y'all been playing? What y'all been playing for the week? Like I just showed y'all 6 albums I played in one day. What y'all been playing for the whole week? Is Griselda's popularity failing? Nah, not at all. They one of the main reasons why a lot of indie artists are getting they shine now. You know what I'm saying? Griselda don't flooded the market with a lot of projects. They don't need to. At some point, they're in a position now where they could just fall back and let everybody else do their thing and then come out when they ready. I don't think they feeling at all. You spell Razzcast wrong. It's Kass. Yeah, our soul is dead. Yeah, I played some De La when Dave passed. You know, it's been a long time since I played a lot of those albums anyway. But I like more of like the De La collabs. You know, like they had a collab on the Tony Touch album. You know, they had a collab on Commons when they don't make sense, and I like searching for those collabs. I'd rather play those. You know, they had a joint on the Men in Black soundtrack. Stuff like that. My Makami is dope. I listen to like a couple of his projects. You know what I'm saying? God for him. I listen to like one or two of his joints too. I fuck with Makami. The Pray for Paris album was a great album. Um, I believe he did an album with Muggs. I want to say, or was that for him? One of them did an album with Muggs that I listened to. A lot of their mixtapes was cool. Yeah, Rascash was great. One of my favorites. Assassination, great album. Solo Nice, Van Gogh.
I'm back.
Yeah,
What are we talking about?
just answering questions.
Ronnie said he's been listening to Come to the Most Wanted Music to Drive By. Dope album.
Nice. That's an album that people don't talk about a lot,
They don't, and it's a damn
especially
shame.
especially up here. A lot of a
'Cause
lot of New Yorkers and East Coast don't know about them.
I actually like them just as good as NWA and Above the Law too.
Right. And when you mention some of these artists, they look at you like you're an alien. Like who? Compton's Most Wanted. Who them?
But if you mentioned Auto, they was like, "Oh,
Yeah, yeah. It's been like that. It's been like that. I tried to put
you
a lot of
forgot."
people on the Bone Thugs back then and Outkast. They didn't want to hear them. They're like, who? Who Bone Thugs? Goody Mob? Who's that? They didn't want to hear them. Now they want to. Now they know who they are.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? You kind of late to the
they know.
party. When I was trying to put them on back in 94, 95, they didn't want to hear them.
They know Big Gibb now because Big Gibb's on all the dialogue.
Well, I mean, Big Gip was always my favorite one in the group too. Him and CeeLo. I don't agree with the shit he's saying now. I just think he sound like a fucking idiot. But you know, um, I mean, if that's his way of wanting people to get to get views, that's his business. I just you can't be ignorant when you say shit like that though. Sophia was dope. I like
You
Uncle
know,
Sophia. The Hobo
you know,
Junction. You know what I mean? You're
yeah,
not you're
Sophia
not
was
crazy.
cool.
You're not crazy for that. And everybody have their favorite MC. You know what I'm saying? I think, like I said before, I think Sophia against Souls of Mischief was an epic battle. That whole High Road battle was epic. Like he destroyed Souls of Mischief by himself. To me, I know people will say different, but they
I still
sounded
have
like
yet to see that battle.
huh?
I'm not the biggest Sophia fan, so I still have yet to see that battle.
Well, you couldn't see it. You had to hear it because it was at a radio station back in the day, and it was like
Oh,
Hobo Junction against Hyro, and he destroyed Souls of Mischief to me. And I love Hyro, I love Souls of Mischief, but they sounded scared when they were battling him. The only dude that was a part of that battle that sounded like he could battle him was Casual. Casual wasn't afraid of him, but the rest of Souls of Mischief, they sounded like they were afraid of him. Love Dollar Peoples. They're great.
I don't.
I know Reg's not a fan. I've always been a fan of Evidence and Iris Sirens and DJ Babu. Love them. Underrated group. They're not talked about enough. You know. Yeah. Platform was a classic. Was great. I'm a huge fan of them. Yeah, Dell, and that's another thing. Dell wasn't there. If Dell was there, it would have been in their favor. You know what I'm saying? So they were stuck with Tajay, and I felt like Tajay was scared, and OPO and A plus, and like I said, like Casual to me, he went neck and neck with Sophia. I think it was a great battle that they don't even do battles like that no more. To be on a radio station and battle each other, they don't even do that.
It's a damn shame too.
Huh?
I said it's a damn shame too.
Why? What's the damn shame?
They don't do battles on radio stations no more.
They don't. I mean, I don't think that was planned out. I think that was like some spontaneous shit that happened. When Souls Mitchell told the story about how it happened, I think that was like spontaneous. Some people don't like every artist, and that's great. You don't have to like every artist. You know.
Sam said Too Short cocktails or the Dog Pound's dog food. Oh, definitely dog food, man.
I love dog food.
I
That's a
love
classic.
cocktails though.
5 Mic classic. I don't know how people can sit there and say it's not a classic. Like they're crazy. 5 Mic classic.
I don't know how
Production,
I don't know how people
mixing.
can I don't know how people can say Too Short can't rap because that was some of the best rapping he's ever done in that
He
album.
okay.
He okay?
I felt like he was one dimensional though. All he talked about was bitches
No,
and pimping.
no, he didn't.
Bitches and
See,
pimping. What else did he
that's
talk about?
he talked about the NEC struggles. He talked about lyrical shit. Talks about gang banging. He talks
Yeah.
about a lot of.
But
See, that's
what
the
is he
thing.
known for? Bitches and pimping.
That's what the media wants you to think. You know,
But that's
that's what
what
the
he was
media.
releasing. What you mean?
Yeah,
That's what he was
but
releasing.
if you listen, life is too short. He was talking about some real ass shit on that album.
Okay.
Like, I ain't tripping. He was talking about his come up and stuff like that too. You know,
Hmm. I know.
what
I know
else?
the
What
Tupac.
else?
I mean the two
Cut.
short songs, the ghetto. I know about all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm aware of Too Short is. I'm just saying it's like this. Most of this stuff that he released as singles was about bitching. I mean the bitches and pimping.
I'm gonna stay on until about 2 o'clock. I gotta
PM
watch
Dawn is
BMF and
dope.
shit.
I fuck with PM Dawn. Like their first album to me was great. Second one was dope.
I can't I can't get
They
down with
came
that
out.
shit.
They came out in the wrong era. They came out in the wrong era. The rap wasn't ready for them. If they had came out now, they would have been bigger now than it was back then.
Yeah, I can't get down with that shit, boy.
Sugar Free was dope too, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, some niggas got their lane and when with that they stay in. You know what I'm saying? He was good.
Oh, I like this question. Who was the better beatboxer, Dougie Fresh or Buff from Fat Boys? Oh, Dougie
Dougie
Fresh.
Fresh. Dougie Fresh is the
Buff, Buff,
master of that shit. If you
Buff
want to
was the second
show,
best beatboxer in
if
my
you want to
opinion.
show or party started, that's who you get. You get Dougie Fresh to start your party or to start any event because he knows how to control the crowd and that's what a master MC does. Master ceremonies. They move the crowd and set the tone, and he definitely does that.
You know who's an underrated beatboxer?
Mm,
Ready Rock C from DJ Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
okay. I thought you would say Roselle or something.
No one, Roselle too, but No
Mm-hmm.
one talks about Ready Roxy like that, especially that live performance they did at Union Square when they were doing the
Right.
whole Donkey Kong video game. I was like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
see, if they would have continued on, but I kind of feel like he didn't continue on with them because by that time beatboxing would become like less popular and shit too.
Right.
They went from that to
Top
summertime.
top five Fat Boys songs. Top five Fat Boys songs. I don't think I got five. And
Mm,
I wasn't a huge Fat
now
Boys
that's a
fan.
good question.
I wasn't a huge Fat Boys fan. I like Fat Boys Are Back. Um,
Boy.
yes, I wasn't a huge fan of them like that.
I think I can say five. Mostly it's gonna be from most of them from the first album, honestly.
And I did a
Um,
live stream with Cool Rock Ski from the Fat Boys too. And he's hilarious. He's funny.
yeah, people forget Curtis Blow used to be a dope producer too.
Cause his blow was dope. Yeah,
A bond, a burn, a burn.
right.
Yeah, Ronnie, I know about Joe Public. You got to live and learn.
That's the only song I know from them.
I
I didn't
love
know.
that record.
Was it a good album?
I don't think I heard the album.
No, I
No.
don't think a lot of people did. I don't think they
You
heard the
got
album.
to. That's like one of those perfect New Jack Swing songs with like
Yeah.
soulful vocals, hard hitting
Mhm.
drums, and
Yeah.
whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dartmouth, we did a whole discography review on DJ Jazz Jeff for the Fresh Press. I explained that situation and shit too.
Last time I saw Who's the Man, I saw Who's the Man like maybe a year or two ago. Soundtrack was great. Love the soundtrack. Love the movie.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo, these edibles are tripping me out.
Joe Public over PM Dawn. I'm not going that far.
I am.
They only got one album. No, no, no. They're not better
I
than PM
am.
Dawn. No.
I like them.
Yes. No.
well, well,
They're one hit wonders.
the
PM don't
Wiggles
have
are better than
more hits than
Pimp.
them. PM don't have more hits than them. 80s hip hop is
Okay.
not respected enough. I don't think it's outdated. It's just not respected when we talk about eras. Everybody runs to the 90s, but they forget about the whole decade before the 90s that put out some great albums that we discussed on here that people forgot about. 88 was a classic year for hip hop. Nobody mentions 88. They run to the 90s and talk about 94
You
and
can say the same about R.
yeah, R&B too. R&B was great. I love 90s R&B, you know. 88 was a great year for hip hop. Many classic albums came out that year. It's not respected enough. And it needs more emphasis on that decade besides the 90s. Old school don't start with Wu-Tang Clan and Onyx. You know what I'm saying? There was an interview where Buckshot even said it. Like 90s old school is not the same as 80s old school. It's a difference. FS Effect, I heard of them.
I never heard of FSFX.
Goody
Oh,
Mob.
ooh. Double X Posse. What you know about them? What
Yeah,
you know
he
about Double
follows
X
me.
Posse?
He follows me. Ray, he follows
Really?
me. Yeah,
Yo. I was thinking about doing a double review on their albums. Yo, get him on there if you can, yo.
I'll hit him up. I hear
I
about
was
that.
just bumping that. Yo, baby, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna be able to go.
I'll be able to do it. Classic joint. 92.
Yo, the Money Talks album is their best album. I don't give a fuck. From '95. See,
But I didn't hear that
this is
one.
the shit we talking about.
Yeah,
But I'm
I mean,
telling you,
I'll
man,
ask him,
like
and if we could get him, then we have him on here.
I'm telling you, man, like if they would have dropped some more shit, they could have been one of the best, man. They just
The
had
golden
that.
age for me started with 88. 88 from 88 on. You know what I'm saying? They people go straight to the 90s and they forget about the 80s. 88 classic year. 88 on is what started it for me. We did like a whole like best of 80s albums on here. You know what I'm saying? Go back and check that out.
Oh God.
Choose what up.
Mm.
Goody Mob or Bone
So cute.
Thugs? I love Bone Thugs more. I
Bone
gotta go with
Thugs.
Bone Thugs. They had better
Yeah,
albums
Bone
to me.
Thugs for me.
Did you see that Bone Thugs album that cost like 222? Was it 230?
Yeah, I saw that crap.
Thug World Order. I have Thug World Order. That shit was not no $230 back then. It's not even a classic album like that for it to cost that much money.
It's not.
You tripping. Somebody got to pay their rent. They pricing that album that much. If it was Art of War or the Faces of Death, that'd be one thing. But for Thug World Order, nah, it's not. It's not even worth $100.
Why am I watching the Wayans Brothers right now?
I prefer Follow the Leader over Paid in Full. They both great albums to
I'm
me.
not mad about that.
Both great. Resurrection was a classic album. Love it. Which Resurrection you talking about though? Bone Thugs or Common? Common's album was classic. Resurrection was from Bone Thugs was a solid album. But I like a lot of those songs on there.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, freedom of speech is my second. You said what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I said excuse me. Freedom of speech is actually my second favorite Ice-T album before OG Original Gangster. Are you gonna love this? You said Alexander O'Neal.
Alexander O'Neal's Sunshine or If You Were Here Tonight.
If you were here tonight,
That was dope.
are you gonna love this question?
Mm,
There it says Ecstasy from Houdini or Melly Mel.
Ecstasy. Well, I've always been more of a fan of Houdini anyway, so that was like the very first tape I ever bought was Houdini. One Love.
But
You know what I'm saying?
but
So
Melly Mel is the greatest MC in the universe.
no, he's not. No, he's not. Melly Mel,
He's a
you were great with the Furious Five. Let's leave it at that. All this shit. Again, he's another one that's doing these stupid podcasts and saying crazy shit. That's not the way that people's supposed to
Let
know
me show
who
you.
he is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I feel like they're gonna know who he is, and him and Keith Murray and Big Gip for the stupid shit that they saying on these shows. That's not the reason. That's not the how people should remember them. They should remember them for what they did for this hip hop culture. You know, not when you go on there and you say, "Oh well, I don't think Biggie was all that," or Jay Z was. What do you say about Jay? He thought Jay Z was trash or some shit. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
when
look
people
at this
hear
shit right here.
Grandmaster Flash
Missed
and
it.
Furious
Melly
Five,
Mel, Melly Mel,
they should know who Melly Mel is. That guy right there when
come
he
with
was
the
skinny.
Furious.
You know what I'm saying?
Das
They
war
should know who
ziemlich
he is for
bescheiden
what he
mit
did.
Mikey D, die jetzt ja auf einem
Yeah,
Music-Seminar um die
What is
Weltmeisterschaft.
this?
right.
What is this we watching?
This
Das
is
ist
the interview where he said this is the interview where he said he's the greatest MC in the whole
But
galaxy
you're supposed to
universe or
say
some
that.
shit
I
like.
mean, if you're an artist, you're supposed to say that you're the best all
prinzipielle
time. You know
Streit
what
in
I'm
New
saying?
School. So you claim to be the best rapper in the world. Could you explain what makes the best rapper in the world?
Well, I'm rap in the world. I'm the best rapper in the universe. Now, in other words, if UFOs came from outer space, and if any of them UFOs could rhyme, Melly Mel would crush them. Because I'm the best rapper, and why? Because I spend the most time trying to rap. It don't mean nothing about whether I make money or not. I'm in it for the art. I'm a poet and I'm a philosopher because I study my trade most, and not only my trade, I study life and I study people to the utmost, and that's what makes not a good rapper, but the
You're
greatest rapper,
supposed to
which
say
is
that
only
though.
something that I can only be.
That's not even the
Yeah,
part I'm talking. I'm talking about
I'm just saying.
the getting on. But as an artist, you're supposed to say that. You're supposed to think that anyway. If you're a basketball player, you're supposed to think that you're the best ball player ever, or better than Jordan, better than LeBron. I'm talking about the shit that he's coming on there and he's saying about, I think Jay-Z is garbage and this. You know what I mean? Like, come on, what we doing? Because unfortunately, this younger generations are gonna watch him and be like, oh, that's the guy from that podcast that was saying all this shit about all these other artists, but they don't know a damn song that he did in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Big Gip. You know what I'm saying? He's saying all this crazy shit, and they don't know nothing about him with Goody Mob. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Keith Murray. They don't know none of his songs. That he did as an artist in '94 when he came out, and then the stuff he did with Def Squad. They're gonna just know him for talking about, oh well, he
right.
slept with this, he slept with this woman, he tried to get with Brandy and all. Like, come on. I feel like that's not the way that a lot of these legends should be known. They should be known for their artistry and what they contributed to this culture, not this stupid shit that they saying on podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't even pay attention to what they got to say because like I know who they truly are. You know what I'm saying, and what they contributed. That means much more than what they're saying right now on these shows.
Respect.
Melly Mel ruined
I
Superior
was just
saying
showing it to you because people be acting.
Melly Mel he's a legend. You know what I'm saying? That's how I want to remember him. All that other shit that he's saying, I could care less about.
Yeah, I don't know why people are surprised by the shit he's saying now. Like he's always said this shit.
And he's supposed to think like that though. Kumo D, if Kumo D feel like he's the best ever rapper, he's supposed to feel like that. What is he supposed to say? Like, no, I don't think I'm the best ever. I think I'm number 2, and LL is better than me. He's supposed to feel like he's the best rapper. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feel like you're the best, then what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? It don't mean
What we
everybody else got to
talking
agree.
about?
I don't agree he's the best rapper ever. I'm just saying. But he's supposed to feel like he's the best rapper ever. You know what I'm saying? When anything that you do, you want to feel like you're the best at it. You know what I'm saying? When you come on here with these live streams, you want to be like, yo, I think Reg is the best fucking podcast ever on any platform. You know what I'm saying? When I do shit on my channel, that's how I feel. That's all that matters. It's for everybody else to discuss about. You know what I'm saying? Some people might agree, some people ain't gonna agree. But at the end of the day, you're supposed to feel like that. If you don't feel like that, then you're doing something wrong. If you don't feel like that, then you shouldn't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? You think of Michael Jordan, you think like every day that Michael Jordan got up and he played NBA ball, he didn't feel like he was the best ever? And he showed it on the court? Because if he didn't feel like that, he wouldn't have lasted long in the league. You know what I'm saying? Or LeBron or Steph Curry or whoever that's playing now. They're supposed to feel like they're the best. You know what I'm saying? So I expect for him to say that.
I
It don't
feel
mean
you.
that it's like we're gonna feel like that. I might feel like Melly Mel should be in the 200s somewhere. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But he's supposed to feel like he's number one. Karis one said it with confidence. I'm number one. He said it with confidence, and he was. Hey, I can't argue with that. If Karis feel like he's number one, he might just be number one. Definitely in top 10 all time for me. So That's motivational music. Every day when you wake up, you should play that Careless One. Still #1 joint.
I'm #1.
You know what I'm saying? Melly Mel. Look, I grew up when the message came out in the '80s. Like I grew up on that. And that's the Flash and Furious 5. Like they're legends. I don't feel like he's the best ever, but he is a hip hop legend. That's all that matters. That's another thing I hate where like with these top 10 lists and best all time. When you don't mention that artist, they feel some type of way, like they're invaluable because they didn't make the list. Everybody's not gonna make top 10 if you're gonna do that. Just know that. If you're gonna do a top 10, everybody's not making it. It's only 10 spots. And for people that's not even on the top 10, it don't mean that they're not great. They just everybody not gonna fit in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? Those lists shouldn't matter to them anyway. It shouldn't matter to people who's #1 or who's in the top 10. If they're great, they're great. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? That's all that should matter at the end of the day. Milk D is great. He should definitely be in the hip hop museum. Audio 2 for what they did. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the most recognizable, beats ever. Top billing, classic. They definitely got to be there. If they're not there, I'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? They got to definitely honor the 70s and 80s artists, early artists of hip hop. That's where it started. Sugar Hill Gang got to be there. Treacherous 3, Audio 2, all of those legends got to be there. Africa Mbata, he got to be there. All of them. Cool Herc. That's where it started at. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have these artists that's out now. You wouldn't have no J. Cole or Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have a DJ Khaled. It all started with those legends in the 70s and 80s. Huh?
Or Fabulous.
Throwing Khaled in there too. I'm throwing Khaled in there, but you know what I'm saying? It all started with those artists from yesteryear. If it wasn't for them, they paved the way for everybody else to come in. Run DMC. You know what I'm saying? They paved the way for everybody else. They first artist with sneaker deals. If it wasn't for them, Kanye West wouldn't have a sneaker deal, or had a sneaker deal, I should say. You know what I'm saying? It's normal now to see our favorite artist or athlete with sneaker deals. Daddy Yankee had a sneaker deal back in the 2000s with Reebok. A lot of people don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Daddy Yankee could thank Run DMC for that. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they all got to be there. If they're not there, it's not an official hip hop museum. When I go to that museum and I don't see those legends there, I'm gonna be pissed off. They all got to be there. If you're gonna celebrate hip hop, you got to celebrate all eras. It can't just be the 90s and that's it. I appreciate that. I took karate when I was younger too. So we met on the podcast that we both was on before Reggie and Solo, and I started my channel. But that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's more for me, it's more about teaching this generation their black culture and hip hop culture. That's what I care about most. I don't care about views and clicks. That don't mean a lot. That's a bonus for me. This is more important for me. Like it was taught to me when I was their age, is the way I want to teach them, so they know. Like when they hit in their 40s and they could tell their grandkids and they could tell the next generation coming up, like I used to watch Reg and Try, and they was putting me on back in 2023 about a lot of these albums that came out back then, back in their era, that people forgot about long after these artists are dead and gone. You know what I'm saying? We got to preserve our culture. The same way country music do with they legends and rock music. We got to preserve our culture. Who else is going to do it? You know what I'm saying? 50 years from now, when Nas is a fossil, who's gonna teach the generation then about Nas? You know what I'm saying? I might not be here in 50 years, but I'm gonna do it now. Why are you laughing? What you laughing about, Reg?
No, I'm laughing at something on my laptop. This is edible I'm eating. It's just
Oh man. So you high right now?
this
You like
edible
you
got me
listening?
tripping right now. No, I'm listening to you, but something just came on my laptop I was laughing at. But I definitely respect the fact that we try to preserve the culture
Yeah.
because I'm sick and
You know what I'm
tired of all
saying?
these hipsters that's always trying to these
There,
hipsters that think they
there's
know shit about hip hop, but they
yeah.
just know fucking
No.
Biggie.
There's people I know that they doing it for clicks and likes and becoming internet stars. I'm not here for all that. You know what I'm saying? This is fun to me. Like being on here, this is fun. Talking about my childhood and informing people that don't know about some of these albums and artists. That's fun for me. That's what I care about. Is
For
KGR
real
in the
though.
top five ever? Who's KGR? Oh,
Yeah, this
Coogee
is
Rap? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Definitely. Mafioso Rap? One of the best storytellers all
he's in my
time?
top 10.
Definitely. Top 10. That whole Root of Evil album was a great album, just off of the storytelling alone, not even the production, but the storytelling that he told on those songs, phenomenal. Great storyteller. He's still dropping heat now in this era.
Well, his recent albums are kind of okay to me, but
Yeah, but he's still
was
I like to see them still putting out music. You know what I'm saying? He's still putting out music now in this era. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of 80s artists that's not putting out music. And he's one of those artists that's still putting out heat right now. Ronnie said top 15. Wow. Well, who's ahead of Cool G Rap on your list?
Dark said, "How good
Slick
was
Rick.
Slick Rick?" Oh wow,
He was great for sure.
Slick was that nigga though. Ricky D,
Definitely.
Lock.
That was Drip back then. He was the godfather of Drip. You know what I'm saying? Like his jewelry game is still the sickest in the game. There's nobody right now that got a iller jewelry game than Slick Rick. Nobody, not Migos, none of these artists now got a iller like collection of jewelry but Slick Rick. I seen they GQ did a Slick Rick segment where he showed off all his jewelry and talked about like the many different variations of jewelry that he had. Like he went from gold to platinum to white gold to like he had like a whole collection. His jewelry
Oh
game
wow,
alone is crazy. Nah, not even. Ghostface had some joints, but he ain't fucking with Slick Rick when it comes to jewelry. He ain't got enough. He had different pieces I never seen, like that eagle on his arm and shit. That was different. But you know what I'm saying? The dinner plate medallions and shit. Him and Capo used to rock, but nah. Slick Rick got them beat. You know what I'm saying? His drip, he was like the original drip godfather. Like he got like matching eye patches with his gear. I ain't never seen no shit like that. Some of them is like diamond studded eye patches. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely. Like
right.
his storytelling was great. Like children's story, the best storytelling joints ever. You know what I'm
I
saying?
shouldn't
Like
have done
for
it.
sure. I shouldn't have done it. It was great too. This man is a legend. I've been fortunate enough to see Slick Rick long in concert. Like he killed it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Jewelry don't make you.
I'm gonna
You know
sound
what I'm
for five
saying?
more minutes.
Jewelry don't make you. You make the look of the jewelry. The jewelry don't make the man. You don't need a shitload of jewelry to look fly. Thoughts on Schoolie D's "Am I Black Enough" album?
Classic.
Is that the one with the drawings on the sleeve on the cover?
No, that's the one where he's shirtless with his arms folded and shit.
Okay. I think I was on a
That's
I don't
not.
know if he was there. I was on a Mark Nash live stream and he showed the album from Schoolie D with the with like it was like some drawings on the album cover. You know which one I'm talking about?
That's Saturday Night, the album, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he has
No,
that
wait, wait,
he has
wait,
that
wait.
on.
No, no, no. That was the
Okay.
that was the
He showed
self-titled album.
he
Excuse me.
showed that. He showed the
Damn,
vinyl cover for that.
damn. I didn't know Mark was into School E. That's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on there. I was on that live stream, yeah. PSK, yeah.
Maybe he can educate his.
Huh?
Maybe he can educate his West Coast niggas about him too. But I'll keep my mouth shut on
They
that.
ain't listening to that nigga. They they ain't gonna listen to him. It's a shame too. You know what I'm saying? It's like those dudes is like they caught up in E40 and shit.
And mind you, E40 samples School D too.
Right.
Yo, we need to talk about School D. I keep saying this shit.
Yeah. Let's do it.
The original, the father of gangster rap,
Yes, Parkside Killers,
and
PSK.
and he from Philly too. Come on, nigga.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about. These niggas
Dark
never
Mafia.
talk about Schoolie D. They never talk about Schoolie D, and it irritates my living soul, especially when it comes from Philly.
Right.
Philly was not all about the roots, nigga.
Or Will Smith.
Or Beanie Siegel.
Right.
Like Schoolie D was one of the illest lyricists ever in history. Come on,
Schoolie
like
D,
nigga.
King of New York soundtrack. And King of New York soundtrack. Yeah. King of New York was great. I saw that movie on Tubi a couple months ago. Again.
Whoa, that that dance Christopher Walken was doing and shit kept me dead.
Frank White. Yeah,
It
these
was a
are
weird
artists
movie
that
too. Low.
Darth Mouth know his shit. These are artists that people don't mention. It's like Schoolie D. They don't mention him,
You know what?
you know.
We're gonna talk about Schoolie D next month. Fuck it.
Dope.
No ifs, ands, or periods. Nah, nigga. We're gonna do a double review. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Oh yes, best comment of the night. Philly is not about Meek Mill either.
Oh, come on. Stop it. Meek Mill don't even
Yeah.
sound like you from Philly. You don't sound like you from Philly. You sound like you from down south.
He sounds mentally retarded to me. Like nigga.
I fuck with Meek Mill. I used to like his stuff. He ain't put out shit in a minute.
And I never liked Meek Mill.
It ain't
I
all
feel like
about
he a
cheese
bitch.
steaks.
Nah, hey. Now you're going too far now. I love
cheese
me a good Philly cheesesteak. Especially when they put the right peppers and stuff like that.
Right, right.
You know, you have some garlic in that bitch too. Ooh.
Mac Miller from
Ooh.
Pennsylvania. He's not from Philly.
You know, wow, I just noticed Mac Mill and Meek Mill, they both have M's and shit. M&M's.
Shout out to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. I know some people out there.
Q said, "Do you like Wiz Khalifa?"
Yeah,
Hell no.
I like his old shit. You know, Christian OJ and Rolling Papers. You know, Flight School. I don't like the shit he's dropping now.
After he disrespected DJs, nah, fuck that bitch. Fuck that little bitch ass nigga.
Was it him that said that? That
Yeah,
was him where Kid Capri was pissed off at him or some shit.
yeah.
What did he say?
He pretty much he dissed the DJ because I think the DJ either fucked up a set or he didn't like the song he was playing, and he was like, "You a whack DJ" and stuff like that. DJs don't belong in hip hop, some shit like that.
Crazy, man. Yeah, I saw
Nigga must be smoking on that.
The Kid Capri video he made. He was pissed off at him. But I didn't know what he had said at that time. I'm like, he must have said something stupid.
Nigga must have been smoking that Reggie to say some shit like that.
Crazy, man.
I'm Reggie, and I don't even smoke that
Yeah,
Reggie.
Bastille. I fuck with them. Cannibal Ox, classic, underground.
Ooh,
I got one of his solo albums.
that's a group I have not heard in a minute. Cannibal
Yeah,
Ox.
yeah, Cannibal Ox, definitely.
That the Cold Vein is one of the best hip hop albums
Yes,
ever.
yeah, man. Outcasts, Elevators, or Rosa Parks. I love Elevators more.
Elevator.
But I just it just has a catchy chorus. You know, Rosa Parks is dope. That's a good song.
Everybody moved to the back of the bus.
The DJ is a important part. That's one of the most important parts in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? DJing is an important part. Without the DJ, the party don't start. There is no music without the DJ. What are you gonna do as an artist? What you gonna do? You gonna throw on streaming to play your instrumental? You need that DJ. It's not. It's not. It's not emphasized enough in this era. DJing is one of the most important parts of hip hop, as well as breakdancing and graffiti. Graffiti I see everywhere, but breakdancing and DJing needs to be more emphasis on that. The graffiti is everywhere now. They do like murals for everybody that passes away. Graffiti, you see that in movies everywhere. I'm glad that's still around, but breakdancing and DJing has to be more focused on. I still buy CDs. I still buy physical vinyl CDs. I might even buy cassettes again.
Yeah, I'm gonna end this off right here though. Yeah, it's about to be 2 hours and shit like that. I just want to finish up one more thing before I go to bed. But
Best
this
DJ
has been a dope
scratch,
review.
best DJ scratch and Premier scratch. They both great. Scratch is great. I've seen him like do shit with like the Jason mask on while he's scratching and all kind of tricks he got. I don't know about Premier. Premier's a good scratcher. I never seen him do no tricks though.
Primo does some good tricks, yeah.
Does he?
But I do feel what you said about Scratch, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saturday we're gonna come back with a banger with the Jacksons. What's the album? The Destiny album. You know, can't wait to talk about that one. And then Sunday we're gonna talk about De La Soul with the Grind Date, another banger of an album. So I'm gonna send you the schedule tomorrow. 'Cause I'm gonna ask Ashley when she's gonna get her schedule and shit.
Cool.
So yeah, dope shit. Um, Make sure y'all peep the Gloria Gaynor Never Can Say Goodbye album. Appreciate this try as usual.
All right. Peace.
Hope everyone has a good night. Peace.